All right, the OSI model, the Open System Interconnection model. This model is a framework that we use to troubleshoot our network and to get a better understanding of what data is doing on the network. It is made up of 7 layers from bottom to top. We have layer 1 physical, layer 2 data, layer 3 network, layer 4 transport, layer 5 session, layer 6 presentation, and layer 7 application. Now imagine you typed in onlinesecurity.com into your web browser, whether it was Firefox, Google Chrome, or Internet Explorer. When you type in that website, you are making an HTTP request. That request is leaving your physical laptop, it is leaving your device and going to a switch. Switches live on the layer 2 of the OSI model. That is the data link layer. Since switches cannot route the traffic or requests directly to the internet, the switch is going to send your request to onlinesecurity.com to layer 3, the networking layer. This is where routers live. Now the router is going to transport your request to Online Security's web server. Okay, it is going to use the layer 4 of the OSI model to transport your request. This here we can use a protocol such as TCP. We are going to use the TCP protocol to transport your connection over to, or your request over to Online Security. Now, in order for us to transfer that or transport that request, we need to establish a session with Online Security. We need to establish a session. If Online Security is not online, we cannot establish this session. If this web server hosting Online Security is not online, we cannot establish this session. If it is, we will establish the session and begin transporting that request over to Online Security. As we are transporting it, it is being converted. It is being converted over into something that our web servers at Online Security, that our web servers can read on the application layer. The presentation layer is where we convert the data. So we can be doing encryption here, we can be doing decryption here, we can be compressing our data. All of that converting or conversion is happening at layer 6, presentation. And then once it's finally converted into something that's digestible by our web server will respond to the request. Here, on the application layer for this specific scenario, this request is going to be using HTTPS on the application layer. Why? Because it is a web browser request. This is using port 443. We made a request through the web browser HTTPS for onlinesecurity.com. Okay? And when onlinesecurity.com responds to our request, it is also going to go from 7 down back to 1. So this HTTPS response that is coming back to us, because we made a request, now a response is coming back to us. It is going to go from layer 7, the application layer, and it is going to be converted, encrypted, compressed. After it is converted, Online Security's web server is going to establish a session with our router. Okay, it's going to try and establish a session with our router. After that session is established, it is going to begin transporting the data or the response back to our router on layer 3. Transport happens on layer 4. It transports the data using TCP back to us, our router on layer 3, the network layer. The router, this is our router here, is going to send this response back to layer 2, where our switch lives. And the switch is going to send the response back to us on layer 1, the physical layer. Okay?